I want to channel what I'm feeling to the best of my abilities. October through December has been crazy. Lots of emotions. Can anyone relate to me? I need someone to relate with me. I've been feeling emotions come out of what seems like nowhere. And a lot more than ever, like I'm getting really triggered and I'm reacting off of the world around me. Yet every time I seem to act out based on what feels like PTSD, literally trauma, like I wonder why I do it, and then the question gets answered, and it's like the universe speaks to me. And it's strange how it leads you back to some memories and just your perception of how that moment was and how unappreciative you were of it, and so you blocked it out because it did you no good, yet it was such an impactful thing, and you're using that memory wrong in your daily life. Like, this is gonna be kind of heavy, I guess. But like self-inflicted harm, I became sad, and I blamed it off of something outside of myself, and that pulled me into my darkness. And then I felt ashamed to be, I felt ashamed to be feeling pain for what seemed like no reason. Now that I know it's like a release, and these are just things that need to come up so that I can respond better emotionally to things. But for instance, I realized when I would feel any kind of shame or things like that, my reaction was to want to hit myself. Like I got angry, like the shame turned into anger, like, and I was trying to wonder why. And it led me back to like the only kind of affection my dad giving me felt like, or attention felt like, when I was getting spanked on the butt kind of thing, which is almost it's like a falsified memory, because he was there for me in a lot of ways, and I know he cared, and that was disregarding other things to be grateful for. So, and anytime I search back, like, I keep learning to just be more and more grateful and open up. But yeah, these last 3 months have been just emotion after emotion, and today something happened where I got triggered by my mom, and I could say got triggered, like it's out of my control, but at the same time, I didn't step outside of myself long enough to realize that I was already acting upon that emotion. And lately I've been learning how to manage my emotional system better, because what's inside of my body is my responsibility, and things outside of myself, I mean, they kind of are, but like I'm more responsible for all this, and I don't need to take control of the things outside of me, just take control of what's inside of me. I think I went off a little bit. But I'm learning to manage that better, and the pattern that has come up is just when you have a thought in general, and sometimes the thought feels like it's coming from somewhere else, and it can almost go on borderline out of control, like paranoia. I don't know if you've had experiences where your imagination feels like it's running you over and it goes wild and you're like, what's going on? I'm kind of scared. Like, all this is going through and I have nothing to do with it. Like, sometimes it feels like that. And then I realize I'm breathing fast, and maybe the fast breathing is activating that, so just slow down my breath. But other times the thoughts feel very deliberate and in my control, and hold on, I gotta let the dog out of the bathroom. She was eating. Are you done, Miss Freya? How was your food, Mama? Oh wow, you ate it all. Good job, hun. I am house sitting for Christmas vacay. So it's cool to have kind of a space, a house where the walls aren't so close to the neighbors where they can hear me, like just speaking to myself. That's kind of an anxiety I get at my apartment complex that is irrational, to be honest. Let me get back on track. So I was saying, like, your thoughts sometimes feel like out of control like that, but I feel that we have, oh yeah, and then other thoughts are intentionally created by you and very deliberate, and you definitely know what those are. But once thoughts enter the realm of our mind, we can make a decision whether we want to react right away or step back, see what it is, and then make a decision type of thing. And that decision, you guys are so funny. They're like mad dogging each other. So that's Freya and that's Odie. Oh my god. Freya is the small one. Hi, cutie. And she's the alpha, and Odie kind of like, he's the teenager, so he's kind of rough and wild right now. I took him on a walk, and he was barking and squaring up and then getting afraid and being like, arr, arr. Such a little baby. You trying to play? I get itchy. Oh. So those thoughts that feel deliberate, and then the thoughts that feel out of your control create a realm in your head where you can react off of it, and usually that reaction comes in some kind of emotion, and then that emotion creates another reaction. It's like the reactions get bigger and bigger type of thing, like that expansion, going from the most minuscule to the biggest type of idea. But that emotion then creates your body to move in some kind of way. Do you want to go pee again? Oh my gosh, I just let you out. And so you can act upon your emotion in some kind of way. Sometimes I feel the process goes so fast that I'm just reacting, and the emotions are coming up, and it's showing me all these places that I'm reacting without giving second thought to, and I feel like they're just being released, and I don't know if it's because of the winter solstice, or like, I'm not sure if it's a full moon. It looks like a full moon. I know it's going to be a full moon, and it's supposed to be in Cancer, which my boyfriend Alex is in Cancer, and we have pretty deep emotional ties, so like I know I'll be feeling it and he'll be feeling it, because like he has a grand trine water signs. He has Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer for his sun, moon, rising, and then we both share Chiron and Scorpio, and we both share Neptune in Aquarius. It's crazy. It's cool learning, like, we've known each other 3 years now. And it's cool getting into astrology and watching our synastry. And then there's the part of me that's like, well, you could apply the rules of philosophy to Like, I mean, people use astrology like philosophy, so no matter what, it's gonna act as a mirror, and so that you can see yourself. And I feel like that's what the mystic arts are supposed to do. It's like a mirror being held up to yourself so you can find answers. And when you're looking for something, when you're searching, you're gonna find something, and whatever you find is gonna be a brand new world, and you can just keep expanding upon that and breaking it apart and creating something new. Like, this world's trippy as fuck. Okay. Well, I think that's kind of my thoughts. I just wanted to see if anyone was relating on that. And I've been listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks, which is a great talk. It makes me feel really in the moment and in control to some degree. It's like an in control feeling from being in that place where you're just like, well, it is what it is, and I can only do the best with what I have now in front of me attitude, instead of reaching so far ahead into the future to where you're only looking at the bigger picture and like you're missing all those small details you can be having a joy with, or spreading yourself too thin among activities where you feel good going in, but the overall experience isn't in your greatest good, or it doesn't feel in alignment with like what you envision for yourself type of feeling, and so you feel guilty after you partake in a certain activity which brought you short-lived joy, or just like not being to hold on to that feeling for yourself and letting things get to you, and letting it take you out of your positive vortex. Yeah, let's not let that happen. Let's expand, let's embrace, let's overstand, let's enjoy, let's rejoice, let's be united through our love and through the ether and through the emotions and through the motions and through the waves and through the flow and through our source and through what we know to exist right before our eyes in this very moment, because your belief creates your reality.